In this video, we're going to look at cleaning up this circuit with a breadboard so that we can create and focus our energy on functions in the next video. So let's go ahead and click on the code button. It'll hide our code window, and then go into components and basic to make sure we're on the basic toolbox. We're going to replicate this on a breadboard, and let's just do that very quickly by deleting these components. By deleting this, it'll allow us to start fresh to make sure that we have everything we need. So let's go ahead and drag out our breadboard. So we'll drag that onto the screen and start building our circuit. So in the last video, we had 3 LEDs. So let's bring out the LEDs. So 1 and 2. I'm just throwing these on the breadboard right now. I'm going to talk about why in a few minutes. And let's drag out some resistors and just try to place them in the same places I'm placing mine. It doesn't have to be exact, but sort of general position. So what you need to know about a breadboard, and we talked about this in the previous presentation, is that these columns are linked by a piece of metal, which means that if I plug into this little hole here, it's connected to everything else in this column, okay, highlighted green. Then we have a bridge or a gap, and on the other side we have another column. So what we can do is use a breadboard to quickly build a prototype without having to wire everything up or solder everything together. And these rows allow us to connect a few pieces together to hopefully save some time and not have a breadboard that is the size of a table. That's the other idea. So we're going to connect our resistor over the gap. You'll see that I can sort of connect it over the gap, and it connects this row to this row. Okay, so now I have an electrical connection there. And then it's going to come in to the anode of my LED. You'll notice that these are on the same row. And then my cathode of the LED, the other side, comes down here. Okay, so what we need to do first is connect our cathode to the negative strip on our board. So let's go ahead and do that. I should probably connect these on the upper side, but the light's in the way, so I'm going to move the lights down. Let's get rid of this cord. So again, I'm just clicking and holding on the lights and moving them down. I'm just going to connect these up here like this. And I'm creating the way for the electricity to flow back to the Arduino. Okay, so let's go ahead and change these to black, just as a quick reminder to ourselves that these are negative and they're coming up to the negative line. And then I have to return that electricity back to the Arduino's ground. So I'm going to click here at the end of the negative strip, branch out, come down, and you can be as clean or neat as you want with this, but I'm just going to go for it and go ground, and I'm going to set that to black. Now all we have to do is connect our pins 13, 12, and 11 to these resistors. So let's drag the breadboard a little bit, and you'll notice that my data wire, my jumper cable, just gets longer to facilitate that. And then I'm just going to go from pin 13 to this resistor. I'm going to go from pin 12 to this second light, and pin 11 to our third and final light. If I go ahead and open my code, I'm still connected to pin 13, 12, and 11. All I've done was I've taken my circuit and put it on a breadboard, and I am going to hit start simulation. Let's see if the lights work. 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so that's pretty cool. So we're going to stop the simulation and just talk about what's sort of happening here really quick. Again, to reiterate, pin mode sets output on those 3 pins. And then digital write, we're going to focus on pin 13 here. Digital write is going to send power out on pin 13 for a second, and then it's going to turn the power off for a second. So what's going to happen is the Arduino is going to process that command. It's going to set the power high on pin 13, which is going to travel up this green jumper wire. It's going to go into this end of the resistor. It's going to go across the resistor into the LED, and then the light in the LED is going to generate. The electricity is going to come down the cathode into this strip. And again, remember that these strips, these columns are all connected. The power is going to go down underneath the plastic up into this jumper wire and return into our ground line. Okay, so all 3 of these lights can share the same ground line. And what's nice here is in the last video, I had all these black lines crossing my circuit. In this video, I can send them all to this common strip. You can see it's all green, and I can return that back to the Arduino with one single jumper wire. So in the next video, we're going to talk about how to simplify this code down into a simple function using an argument. And in the last video, we're going to look at how to use an RGB LED. Thanks for watching.